I've often been asked if counseling really works, and if so, why? Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to warmly welcome you to the Emotional Wellbeing series this week. And we're going to be talking about the power of talking. Now, everything we experience in life, it could be hearing, it could be feeling, it could be seeing, but everything we experience forms a footprint in our memories. And these footprints affect us at the deepest level. That is the level of our emotions. And the way that we feel determines the way that we think, and obviously determines the way that we're going to behave. So usually our experiences, all the data that we gather in the course of the day, is catalogued and filed away neatly when we get good quality sleep. But of course, every so often we experience something that is so traumatic or something that is so memorable that filing, or maybe we just don't sleep enough over a period of time, and we discover that experiences are not being filed appropriately. Usually when it is due to something that is quite traumatic, it could be that our own natural defenses, our own natural protection rises up and tries to protect our mind from reliving the pain, and as such blocks these memories. These blockages, I will refer to them as strongholds. And the reason why they're a big problem is because they sit there and that experience is not appropriately dealt with. It's a bit like having a wound. It's a bit like having a wound where there is still a bit of infection in it, but because maybe we've spent a bit of effort trying to heal it, but it hasn't healed properly. So what happens is skin has grown over the wound, but there is still a bit of infection. There's still a bit of corruption inside the wound. So when you look at the limb, or you look at the area of the body, it looks okay from a distance. But if you apply the slightest amount of pressure to it, the pain can be quite remarkable. The Bible describes it slightly differently in Matthew chapter 9, verse 17. Jesus said, "No one puts new wine into old wineskins, for the old skins would burst from the pressure, spilling the wine and ruining the skin. New wine is stored in new wineskins so that both are preserved." You see, we talk so that we can get rid of the old, so that we can process the unresolved memories and the emotions they conjure up, so that we can classify and file those memories away appropriately. In Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1, we have another little bit of advice, and it says, "As for us, we have all these great witnesses who encircle us like clouds. So we must let go of every wound that has pierced us and the sin we so easily fall into. Then we will be able to run life's marathon race with passion and determination, for the path has already been marked out before us." When we have unresolved things, we need to talk them through. And the process of talking, the process of unburdening, allows us to unpack, somehow allows our subconscious to begin to deal with the issues that maybe our defense mechanisms have blocked, or the sheer pain has blocked us from dealing with properly. And when this happens, we then find that everything is appropriately filed in the correct place, and somehow everything works out again. So how do we begin to talk? At its very most basic level, we could get a journal and write out thoughts every time we find that we're disturbed by something, or something is going on that is causing us a bit more pain than it should. Then we can write things out in a journal and see how it works out. Alternatively, you can speak to a counselor who will help you to, creatively process these emotions, process this thing, this event, this experience in a way that you'll be able to classify it and file it properly in the place where it deserves to be. As you know, you can reach out to us at the Jesus House Counselling Centre. The contact number, as always, is 07961777316, or you can send an email to counselling@jesushouse.org.uk. Now, the final way that we can talk, which every child of God has access to, is prayer. Talking to God, laying our hearts open, laying our pains before our Lord and allowing Him to heal us and wash us clean. Emotional healing is very powerful, and I think each and every one of us should find a way to avail ourselves of this very, very, very real resource and help that our God has prepared for us. Well, that's me done for today. I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Have a lovely evening and God bless.